Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. This is once again your Ak Hazaki Yahu. And we,
To give all praises and esteem to the Most High Power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Hamashiach,
and to the 12
and to the
tribes of
12 tribes.
Israel. Khan, go ahead, Ak.
I done froze up now.
And to the 12 tribes who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth, we say Shalom wa Baruchim. That is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together. And we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation under the Most High power, under one covenant. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Joined this evening by once again my most esteemed my God Kenaniah. I can finish my sentences. You know how beautiful that is.
It's
You know
my
how
brother,
beautiful
man.
that is.
It's my brother.
When when you lose it and your act is right there to pick you up. You know how wonderful that is. You know what I'm saying?
Hallelujah.
Oh, praise.
Hallelujah.
Oh, the praises, yes indeed. Yeah, kind. So we're back again for this Shabbat. We're gonna go ahead and finish out this book of Chronicles, second book of Chronicles, Dibre Hayamim Bête, and we're gonna start with 24 here, 34, Salaki 34. So I'll take 34, and you want to do 35 and 36, or you rather me do two?
Kind
Okay,
of. Yeah,
do
it's
it that
cool.
way. We'll do it that way. Con. All right, let me share my screen. I'm on. Look, I'm looking at the no screen. Like I'm just completely off my normal. Uh, but con, let's get this. Let's get that in. All right. Yeah, it was too good to stop, so we had to just take a break. So
Indeed, indeed.
yes, indeed, yes, indeed. All right, so this is Dibre once again. Dibre Hayamim Bait, the second book of Chronicles, chapter 34. Yeshaya succeeds Aman in Yehuda. Uh, Amnon in Yehuda. Amnon was a wicked little dude, and he had to
Mm-hmm.
go. So they got rid of him as we left off. So we're picking up here, at verse 1. Yeshua was 8 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned in Jerusalem 130 years. So that tells you that last dude, I don't want to be disrespectful, the last king had 2 years. The fact that this king gets 31 years is an indication that he was doing some things
Mm-hmm.
righteously. So
Indeed,
yes,
indeed.
indeed. So let's continue. And he did that which was right in the sight of Yahuwah, and walked in all the ways of Dawid his father, and declined neither to do to the right hand nor to the left. So he did as the way of Dawid. He did as in the way of Hazaki Yahu. He did and the righteous kings of Yehuda. And big up to this brother, man, for to this king for doing what was right. Verse 3. For in the 8th year of his reign, while he was yet young, he began to seek after the power of Dawid his father. and and in the 12th year, he began to purge Yehuda and Jerusalem from the high places and the groves and the carved images and the molten images. And they break down the altars of the evil ones in his presence, and the images that were on high above them he cut down, and the groves, and the carved images, and the molten images he brake in pieces, and made dust of them, and stored it up, Slakia, and was that strode?
Strode it.
And strode it up, and strode it upon the graves of them that had sacrificed unto them. So obviously he put some folks to death as well. He didn't say that,
Mm-hmm.
but he put it on their grave. So somebody has to die. If you have a grave, you got to be dead. So
Good point. Good point.
yes, indeed. Verse 5. And he burnt the bones of the priests upon their altars, and cleansed Yehuda and Jerusalem. And so did he in the city of Manasseh and Ephraim and Simeon, even unto Naphtali, when their uh, when their Medax,
Maddox Khan. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, we'll have to look at that. Ran about. Let's check out that word in the Hebrew and see what
I
that's.
bet it's like neighborhoods roundabout.
Okay, con. Okay,
Kareb.
crib.
Mm-hmm.
Sword or
Oh
knife.
wow.
Sword. So it's a tool for fighting or cutting. Or
Mm-hmm.
con. Okay. All right, let's continue. Verse 7. And when he had broken down the altars of the groves, and had beaten the graven images unto powder, and cut down the idols throughout all the land of Israel, and returned to Jerusalem, uh, Uzziah repairs the temple. Verse 8. Now in the 18th year of his reign, when he had purged the land and the house, and sent Shaphan, his the son of Aliah, Aliah,
Azalea.
Azaliah, Salakia, Azaliah, and Maasaiah,
Mm-hmm.
Maasaiah, how praises, I got that one, the governor of the city, and Joaz, the son of Jehoash, the recorder, to repair the house of Yahuwah his power. All right, let's take a look at a couple of these names here. I am not familiar with. Uh, let's look at Shephaton,
Safan. Mm-hmm.
Shaphan. Uh, so this is a rock badger,
Mm-hmm.
a coney, or a horax. Hmm. Some kind of wild animal.
Khan. I'm not, and I bet they don't even really know what that is.
I'm guessing because that's yeah, because that's strange. Atlahu Yahu. Uh, Yahuwah has reversed, reserved, or set
Reserve.
apart,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's a good name right there. That's a good name. Uh, Ma'ayah,
Maasayati. Maasaya.
Messiah, work of Yahuwah or work of Yahweh, Messiah. We looked at Yoash. Let's take a peek at it real quick. Yo Awa,
Yo,
Yo, Yahuwah is brother. Um,
mm-hmm.
okay, let's check out this one too. Yahuwah is grasped. Okay, and that's it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so let's continue here. Verse 9. And when they came to Hilkiah, the high priest, they delivered the money that was brought unto the house of the Most High, which the Levites had kept at the door, Slaki, which the Levites that kept the doors had gathered of the land of Manasseh and Ephraim, and all the remnant of Israel, and all Yehuda and Benjamin, and they returned unto Jerusalem. So it looked like they was getting a bit of a tax almost,
Yeah,
but
Khan.
yeah, almost, but not. I wouldn't say a tax. It was probably more like offering. I know we looked at Hilkiah's name before, but I don't remember what it was. Hilkiah. My
My
portion
portion
is
is yeah.
yeah, Khan. That's a good name there.
Mm-hmm.
Hilkiah. 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 Our praises. All right. Verse 10. And they put it in the hands of the workmen that had oversight of the house of Yahuwah, and they gave it to the workmen that wrought the house of Yahuwah, Slakia, to repair it and amended the house, even to the artifacts or the artifacts and builders gave it, and the builders gave they it to buy hewn stone and timber for couplings, and the floor, the house, Slakia, and the floor, the houses which the king of Yehuda did destroy, which the kings of Yehuda did destroy. So they destroyed the floors, maybe just by not keeping them, because wood will rot, and if you don't you know keep some work on it, uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it'll really go bad quick. So verse 12. And the men did the work faithfully, and the overseers of them were
Yaha.
Yathan, Yahath, Salakia. I'll say Yathan, like Yahath, and Obadiah, the Levites of the sons of Merari, Zechariah, and uh, M- Mishalom,
Meshulam.
Meshulam, Meshulam, Tolaki, for the sons of the Kohathites to set it forward, and those were the Levites, all that could all that could skill the instrument of music. Also, they were over the bearers of burden, and were overseers of all that wrought the work in any manner of service. And of the Levites, there were scribes and officers and porters. Hilkiah discovers the lost book of the law. All praises. Here we go.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is what we've been thinking about this since last night.
Indeed.
Indeed, indeed. Verse 14. And when they had brought the money that was brought into the house, Slaki, and when they brought Slaki, and when they brought out the money that was brought into the house of Yahuwah, Hilkiah the priest found a book of the law of Yahuwah given by Moshe. So this is the Torah that came from the Most High and was given to Moshe. Verse 15. And Hilkiah answered and said unto Shaphan the scribe, I have found the book of the law of the house. Salakia. I have found the book of the law in the house of Yahuwah. And Hilkiah delivered the book to Shaphan. And Shaphan carried the book to the king and brought the king word back again, all that was commanded to the servants, they do it. Like, look, everything in this book, do it.
Hmm. Indeed.
Institute it right now. Verse 17, all praises. That's a righteous king, man. That's what you want to hear. Verse 17. And they have gathered together the money that was found in the house of Yahuwah, and have delivered it unto the hand of the overseers, and to the hand of the workmen. And Shaphan the scribe told the king, saying, Hilkiah the priest have given me a book. And Shaphan read it before the king. And it came to pass, when the king heard the words of the law, that he rent his clothes.
Hmm. Con.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that. Like, man, we trying to get this stuff right, because that's when you know when your heart is right. Well, that's not,
Hmm.
that's when, but you can tell that reading this.
you know, when I'm talking out, hitting the streets, and people ask me or refute that we're the people, and a lot of times they'll say, well, if we were the people, like we would have continued in these ways, and we would have known this and we would have known that. But here we're reading that these people within 2 generations, because we read back how Hezekiah and all the acts that he had done,
Hmm.
uh, Torah knowledgeable. We can see that he's knowledgeable of the Torah, the people, and as well as the people around him.
Hmm.
So his son, then Ammon, both being evil in their ways, not having that Torah foundation. So
Hmm.
that's 2 generations is all it takes for us
Hmm.
to have no idea of who we were.
Right, exactly, exactly. That's a precise and accurate point, because what we see here is precisely that they were in the land. They weren't even exiled. They were in the land. Imagine us here, coming here on slave ships. How
Hmm.
many people would have died? And then you got to learn a whole new language and present it with a whole new way. And it's either do this or they're gonna hit me with this thing that hurt real bad.
Right, right.
So you focus in on that. You're not going to the end of the day. They telling you to pick this cotton and you getting stuck with this sharp stuff. They telling you to do this work and all this ridiculous stuff, it's crazy. But
Mm-hmm.
no, I mean, there's no way possible that in 2 generations, 3 generations, 4 generations, I can't even tell you how many generations it's been since we got here. But it's been a lot. It's been a lot. I can
Indeed.
go back to my grandmother, to my grandfather, my mother's father, and before him, my mother can tell me a little bit about uh, his father, uh, Grandfather Walker, I believe she said his name was. But which is strange. They called him by his last name. Or maybe Walker was his
Mm-hmm.
first name. I had to ask her. Nevertheless, yeah, it's you definitely would be lost. We definitely were lost. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Everything we did from being in the West Coast when we got here, oh, that's long gone,
Indeed.
long gone. So, kind. But let's continue. That was a beautiful point out. Verse 20. And the king commanded, uh, and the king commanded Hilkiah and Alakam,
Anikam.
Anikam,
Slakia.
uh,
Aikam.
Ahikam,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, and Abdon, the son of Milcah, and Shaphan, Shaphan, the scribe, and uh, as Isaiah,
Isaiah. Khan.
Isaiah, Khan, the servant of the king, saying, "Go inquire of Yahuwah for me, and for them that are left in Israel and in Yehuda concerning the word of the book that is found. For great is the wrath of Yahuwah that is poured out upon us, because our fathers have not kept the word of Yahuwah to do after all that is written in this book." So he thought Yahuwah he thought Yahuwah was with him, and he was, but he wasn't giving him those details, And I wonder how he even had his name at
Mm-hmm.
this point. Honestly, well, you got seers, because we read just a bit before we took the break. We saw. I remember them talking about Gad the seer, and some other ones that we had recalled from the past. A couple others. I know Gad was one, and what was the other? One was a seer, and then one was a prophet. Uh,
Gad and Edu. Or
Edu,
Dudu. Yeah, was it Edu or
I believe so. I believe it was like
Edu?
like 3 chapters back,
Mm-hmm.
because I remember reading it, and I remember it was Gad the seer, and it was a prophet, and I wonder they got to be probably still around. I would venture to say, because they was living a lot longer back then.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll reference that. Uh, Hoda, the prophetess speaks.
Hilda.
Hilda, Salaki, Hilda, the prophetess speaks. Verse 22. And Hilkiah, and Hilkiah, and they that the king had appointed were to Hilda, the prophetess, the wife of Shalom, the son of uh,
Tikvath.
Tevath. 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 I'm going to have to look that up. I'm not familiar with that one. The son of Harah, uh,
Hashra.
Hashra, Slaki, Hashra, Tolaki, keeper of the wardrobe. Now she dwelt in Jerusalem in the college, and they spake to her to that effect. Okay, so let's take this out. Keeper of the college, but she was, let me check out that word first. Miss Na,
Mishneh.
Miss Nay, Miss Nay. Double copy, second copy, copy of law, second in order, second rank, second in age, second quarter or district. Okay. I was thinking that was like a school or educational type setup though. But let's check out hold his name here. Hoda
Hilda.
Hilda Weasel.
Mm.
Not a good name.
Right.
Prophetess. Let's check out Shalom unto this retribution.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say peace. This name I had never seen, I don't think before.
Tikva.
Tikva. Or maybe we did see that one. Hope. Hmm. Yeah, we saw that in Kings
Mm-hmm.
and here. So it's only three times in the text. I think that's Haraj.
Hazra. Yeah.
Hezra. Hezra. Lack. Keeper of the wardrobe. Yep, that's it. Okay, Khan. All right, verse 23. As she answered them, thus saith Yahweh, power of Israel, tell you that, Salakia, tell you the man that sent you to me. Thus saith Yahuwah, behold, I will bring evil upon this place and upon the inhabitants thereof, even all the curses that are written in the book which they have read before the king of Yehuda. Because you have forsaken me and have burned incense unto other deities, that they may provoke me to anger with all the works of their hands. Therefore, my wrath shall be poured out upon this place, and shall not be quenched. And as for King, and as for the king of Yehuda, who sent you to inquire of Yahuwah, so shall you say unto him, Thus saith Yahuwah, power of Israel, concerning the words which you have heard, because your heart was tender, and you didst humble yourself before the Most High. Then shall when you heard the word against this place and against the inhabitants thereof, and humbled yourself before me, and did rent your clothes, and wept before me, and I have heard you also, saith Yahuwah. Behold, I will gather you to your fathers, that you shall be uh, gathered to the grave in peace. Neither shall your eyes see all the evil that I will bring upon this place and upon the inhabitants of the same. So they brought the king word again. Then the king sent and gathered together the elders of Yehuda and Jerusalem. And the king went up to the house of Yahuwah, and all the men of Yehuda, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and the priests, and the Levites, and all the people, great and small. And he read in their ears all the words of the book of the covenant that was found in the house of Yahuwah. Yeshua's great good reign, like a good reign. Verse 31. And the king stood in his place and made a covenant before Yahuwah to walk after Yahuwah and keep the commandments and his testimony, Salaki, and to keep his commandments and his testimonies and his statutes with all his heart and with all his soul, to perform the words of the covenant which are written in this book. And he caused them, Salaki, and he caused all that were in the presence of Jerusalem and Benjamin to stand to it. And the inhabitants of Jerusalem did according to the covenant of the Most High of their fathers, or the power of their fathers. And Yeshua took away the abominations out of the countries that pertain to the children of Israel, and made all present in Israel to serve, even serve Yahuwah their power. And all the days they departed not from following Yahuwah, the power of their fathers. All
Man,
praises.
all praises. You
Come.
know, we read about, he having a reign of 31 years and knowing that he was either 8 or 18. Some people say that it's a misprint and that he
Hmm.
was actually 18. But either way, 31-year reign is a long reign. But it's still a short life, relative short life. I mean, if he died after that reign, you know what I mean? It was a relative short reign or short life. So, I'm wondering, I can't really remember exactly what happened. I believe he might have been cut down in battle, but I'm not sure. Do you remember?
Was he the one that was overzealous and went to
And
the
tried to help somebody else, and the Egyptian smoted him, didn't he?
yeah, he was trying to help yeah, and the Egyptian king. I think that's what if I remember correct in Kings, that's what happened to him. He was just trying to, yeah, a little bit overzealous,
Hmm.
and ended up getting cut down before he should have. He could have kept his reign going, but the Most High did tell him, he would take him before he wouldn't see everything that was going to come upon. And I can imagine being in that position where you see your people just, go into captivity, go from. So you would want to seem like you would want a wicked king to do that, because
Hmm.
having a righteous man in that position, that would be overwhelming for him. So, obviously that was Abba's will.
Indeed,
Yeah.
indeed,
All right, we can go ahead to 35, if you will.
indeed. This is the book of Dibre Hayamim, Second Chronicles, chapter 35. The Passover observed again, verse 1. Moreover, Josiah kept the Passover unto Yahweh in Jerusalem, and they killed the Passover on the 14th day of the first month. And he set the priests in their charges, and encouraged them to the service of the house of Yahweh, and said unto the Levites that taught all Israel, which were set apart unto Yahweh, put the set apart ark in the house which Shlomo, the son of Dawid, king of Israel, did build. It shall not be a burden upon your shoulders. Serve now Yahweh your power and his people Israel, and prepare yourselves by the houses of your fathers after your courses, according to the writing of Dawid, king of Israel, and according to the writing of Shlomo his son, and stand in a set apart place according to the divisions of the families of the fathers of your brethren, the people, and after the division of the families of the Levites. So kill the Passover and sanctify yourselves, and prepare your brethren, that they may do according to the word of Yahweh by the hand of Moshe. And Josiah gave to the people of the flock lambs and kids, all for the Passover offerings, for all that were present, to the number of 30,000, and 3,000 bullocks. These were the king's substance.
Hmm.
And his princes gave willingly unto the people, to the priests, and to the Levites. Hilkiah and Zechariah and Yahiel, rulers of the house of the Most High, gave unto the priests for the Passover offerings 2,600 small cattle and 300 oxen. Conaniah also, and Shemaiah, and Nethaniel, his brethren, and Hashbaiah, and Yael, and Yazabad, chief of the Levites, gave unto the Levites for Passover offerings 5,000 small cattle and 500 oxen. Man, this
Slack
is
it, Jesus. Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was just this kind of reminds me of a similar Passover that Josiah's grandfather or great grandfather had given Hezekiah.
Oh, God, yeah. I had to look at that name when I saw that. I was like, I don't remember seeing that one before.
Uh-huh.
Has Baya, has Abya,
Okay, yeah, Khan. Yeah, I don't recall that one either.
who
Jehovah has
has
considered.
considered. Yeah. Hmm. Hashbaya. Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't remember that name. Hashbaya. That's a good name, though.
Mm-hmm.
Those ones your badge, I don't remember that one. Let me see. Yahoo,
Zobad.
who has
Yahweh
endowed.
has endowed.
Okay, Khan. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, wow, I didn't see that one. But yeah, go ahead.
All right, Khan. Verse 9.
Mhm.
Conaniah also, and Shemaiah, and Nethaniel, also like I just read that. Verse
Oh,
10.
slack it, my bad.
So the service was prepared, and the priests stood in their place, and the Levites in their courses, according to the king's commandment. And they killed the Passover, and the priests sprinkled the blood from their hands, and the Levites flayed them. And they removed the burnt offerings, that they might give according to the divisions of the families of the people. to offer unto Yahweh, as it is written in the book of Moshe. And so did they with the oxen, and they roasted the Passover with fire according to the ordinance. But the other set apart offerings sawed they in pots, and in cauldrons, and in pans, and divided them speedily among all the people. And afterward they made ready for themselves and for the priests, because the priests, the sons of Aharon, were bruised and Slakia, were busied in the offering of burnt offerings and the fat until night. Therefore the Levites prepared for themselves and for the priests, the sons of Aharon. And the singers, the sons of Asaph, were in their place, according to the commandment of Dawid, and Asaph, and Henan, and Yeduthan, the king's seer, and the porters waited at every gate. They might not depart from their service, for their brethren, the Levites, prepared for them. So all the service of Yahweh was prepared the same day to keep the Passover and to offer burnt offerings upon the altar of Yahweh, according to the commandment of the king Josiah. And the children of Israel that were present kept the Passover at that time, and the feast of unleavened bread 7 days. And there was no Passover like to that kept in Israel from the days of Shamuel the prophet. Neither did all the kings of Israel keep such a Passover as Josiah kept. And the priests and the Levites and all Yehuda and Israel that were present, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, in the 18th year of the reign of Josiah was this Passover kept.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he died in
Josiah,
battle.
yeah, Khan, this is what we were thinking.
Hmm.
All right. Josiah dies in battle, verse 20. After all this, when Josiah had prepared the temple, Necho, king of Mizraim, came up to fight against Carchemish by Euphrates, and Josiah went out against him. But he sent ambassadors to him, saying, What I have to Salakia, what have I to do with thee, thou king of Yehuda? I come not against thee this day, but against the house wherewith I have war. For the Most High commanded me to make haste. Forbear thee from meddling with the Most High, who is with me, that he destroy thee not. So he was warned, and
Yeah, yeah. And again, I think this was just the Most High's plan because he had put the
mm-hmm,
spirit on Yeshua to help, and he had put the spirit on this, this king, and he was like, I'm doing the Most High's will. He's with me. Like what?
mm-hmm,
Like I don't know about that, but looking at hindsight, yeah, I think he was. I think
here
he had
come.
to get Yeshua off, but as he had promised him, because of his right heart, that he wouldn't see the demise of his people. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
All right, verse 22. Nevertheless, Josiah would not turn his face from him, but disguised himself, that he might fight with him, and hearkened not unto the words of Necho from the mouth of the Most High, and came to fight in the valley of Megiddo. That's Armageddon,
Con,
that valley. Verse
yeah,
23. Oh, Salaki, you had something out?
I was just saying Converse, Megiddo. I was about to say it and I had to cough. So
Okay, come.
yeah.
Verse 23. And the archers shot at King Josiah, and the king said to his servants, Have me away, for I am sore wounded. His servants therefore took him out of that chariot and put him in the second chariot that he had. And they brought him to Jerusalem, and he died and was buried in one of the sepulchres of his fathers. And all Yehuda and Jerusalem mourned for Josiah. And Jeremiah lamented for Josiah. And all the singing men and the singing women spake of Josiah in their lamentations to this day, and made them an ordinance in Israel. And behold, they are written in the Lamentations. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to check out also. I
Con,
didn't
that
recall that,
is.
you know.
Yeah, I think that's another like almost not necessarily a feast, but uh probably another what's the term that we use for those
Uh,
situations?
Memorial.
Memorial, kind. Yeah, that's probably another memorial we should be keeping throughout the year. Uh,
Hmm.
so we'll have to definitely. I'm not familiar with it, honestly.
Yeah, me neither. Me
Yeah,
neither.
yeah.
All right, verse 26. Now the rest of the acts of Josiah and his goodness, according to that which was written in the law of Yahweh, and his deeds, first and last, behold, they are written in the book of the kings of Israel and Yehuda.
Yes, indeed.
Hallelujah.
All praises. So we end on this note. Um, yeah, let's see what we get into here. I don't recall, but let's see. I think it's gonna be good.
Well, that's getting to the close to the, I wouldn't say the end, but
The other end.
definitely some perilous times where the Most
Mhm.
High makes good on His words. And
Right.
we also have to remember, like we just covered, this is the last chapter of, well, maybe I should save that for the wrap up. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll save
Kind.
that
Kind.
for the wrap up.
No sweat. No sweat.
All right. This is the book of Dibre Hayamim Bête, Second Chronicles, chapter 36. Yehoaz, Jehoiakim, then Jehoiakim rule. Verse 1. Then the people of the land took Jehoaz, the son of Josiah, and made him king in his father's stead in Jerusalem. Jehoaz was 20 and 3 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 3 months in Jerusalem. And the king of Mizraim put him down at Jerusalem and condemned the land in 100 talents of silver and a talent of gold. And the king of Mizraim made Eliakim his brother king over Yehuda and Jerusalem, and turned his name to Jehoiakim. And Necho took Jehoaz his brother and carried him to Mizraim. Jehoiakim was 20 and 5 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And he did that which was evil in the sight of Yahweh his power. Against him came up Nebuchadnezzar, evilness,
Hmm.
king of Babylon, and bound him with fetters to carry him to Babylon. And Nebuchadnezzar also carried of the vessels of the house of the Most High to Babylon, Slakia, vessels of the house of Yahweh to Babylon, and put them in his temple at Babylon. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoiakim and his abominations which he did, and that which was found in him, behold, they are written in the book of the kings of Israel and Yehuda. And Jehoiakim his son reigned in his stead. Verse 9. Jehoiakim was 8 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 3 months and 10 days in Jerusalem. And he did that which was evil in the sight of Yahweh.
But how can an
Cap,
8-year-old? Why would an 8-year-old do what evil? My goodness. Mm-mm.
captivity in Babylon begun. Verse 10. And when the year was expired, King Nebuchadnezzar sent and brought him to Babylon with the goodly vessels of the house of Yahweh, and made Zedekiah his brother king over Yehuda and Jerusalem. Zedekiah rules in Yehuda.
Mhm.
Zedekiah was 1 and 20 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. He did that which was evil in the sight of Yahweh his power, and humbled not himself before Jeremiah the prophet, speaking from the mouth of Yahweh. That was actually what I was getting ready to say.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
we're looking at this folly and we're wondering like why and how, and we're even thinking, well, they didn't have any guidance. But what we have to also remember is that they had prophets of the
Right.
Most High being sent to them, directing them in the way that they should have been going.
Con. Let's look at Yermiah,
Hmm.
uh, whom Yahuwah has appointed. Wow, I didn't realize that. My second oldest son is Yermiah.
Hmm.
So I didn't realize that was such a wonderful name. I knew it was a good name, but I didn't know it was that wonderful. But yeah, Khan, they did have prophets, and we don't really hear from the prophets though, as it was written. I mean, the prophets, I guess, got to yield to the king because he got more power. But imagine that's got to be a terrible job. You sitting there listening to the Most High or listening to His messenger tell you about how he gonna destroy y'all, and you just sitting on it. You can't even share it with as you want to,
All
because
right, come.
everybody's doing evil and they ain't
Right.
trying to hear you.
Yeah. But this, this prophet Jeremiah was
Hmm.
imprisoned
Yeah,
with a yoke upon him at one point,
yeah, yeah.
and we get
Chains.
what is that what's the book in the Apocrypha that was he was described for Jeremiah?
Oh, Baruch.
Baruch Khan.
Yeah,
So
right.
Baruch is actually, doing the scribing for that writing
Hmm.
also.
Okay.
But I'll continue out.
Right.
Uh verse 13. And he also rebelled against King Nebuchadnezzar, who had made him swear by the Most High. But stiffened his neck and hardened his heart from turning unto Yahweh, power of Israel. Moreover, all the chief of the priests and the people transgressed very much after all the abominations of the heathen, and polluted the house of Yahweh, which he had hallowed in Jerusalem. And Yahweh, power of their fathers, sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. So, you know, uh, not only his people, but also the land, where he placed his name.
Yeah, yes, indeed. He said he would, and he did, and until he couldn't take it no more. He was like, "That's it, we
Hmm.
done. You out of
Indeed.
here." Yeah.
All right, verse 16. But they mocked the messengers of the Most High
Mm,
and despised his words and misused his prophets until the wrath of Yahweh arose against his people, till there was no remedy.
mm.
Wow.
Yeah, he said, "You're done. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm done talking. Nothing but action from here.
indeed.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick these dogs
Verse,
on you."
yep, yep.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy, these
Hmm.
dogs.
Hmm.
Verse 17. Therefore, he brought upon them the king of the Chaldees, who slew their young men with the sword in the house of their sanctuary, and had no compassion upon young man or maiden, old man, or him that stooped for age. He gave them all into his hand.
Mm.
That
Look, that
sound
took
like
us right back to the curses. Yep.
indeed,
You thinking the same thing? Yep.
yep.
Yeah. They would not regard the young or the face of the old man. And yeah, that's exactly what we're reading right here.
I don't see how people can't see this.
Yeah.
Just a little examining these scriptures,
Hmm.
the identity is clear.
It's clear as a bell. I mean, yeah, kind.
Verse 18. And all the vessels of the house of the Most High, great and small, and the treasurers of the house of Yahweh, and the treasures of the king, and of his princes, all these he brought to Babylon, and they burnt the house of the Most High, and brake down the wall of Jerusalem, and burnt all the palaces thereof with fire, and destroyed all the goodly vessels thereof. And them that had escaped from the sword carried he away to Babylon, where they were servants to him and his sons into the reign of the kingdom of Persia, to fulfill the word of Yahweh by the mouth of Jeremiah, until the land had enjoyed her Sabbaths. For as long as she lay desolate, she kept Sabbath, to fulfill 60 and 10 years. That's 70 years.
Hmm. Yes, indeed.
Well, verse 22, Slakia. Cyrus permits return, verse 22. Now, in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of Yahweh spoken by the mouth of Jeremiah might be accomplished, Yahweh stirred up the Ruach of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and put it also in writing, saying, thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, all the kingdoms of the earth have Yahweh, power of heaven, given me, and he hath charged me to build him a house in Jerusalem, which is in Yehuda, who is there among you of all his people. Yahweh his power be with him. Let him go up.
Mm.
Hallelujah.
Wow. The fact that, listen to what he said here. Thus says Cyrus, king of Persia. all the kingdoms of the earth have Yahuwah, power of Shamayim, given me. Like,
Hmm.
wow. I tell you how bad we was because a heathen had the audacity to say that Yahweh have given him uh, all the kingdoms of the earth, which he did. It's just the fact that he was able to say that. That tell
Hmm.
you how bad a situation that we were in, and it was quite bad. We have 45 and counting,
Yeah,
so I
God.
was I was right on the money.
Hmm. Indeed.
Kind. But yeah, yeah. So we'll go ahead and put a nice bow on this one. Uh, go ahead. Well, I'll talk a little bit about final thoughts. So these last three chapters, Yeshaya can't say enough good about him.
Hmm.
Uh, but I believe that again that the Most High had to move him out the way so that he wouldn't be subject to everything that we would endure as far as the evil would go, because he stirred him up the same manner he stirred up the king of Mizraim, and they killed him, and
Hmm.
it was a hard death. I mean, he got shot with arrows, and they carried him out, and man, they mourned him, for I don't know, telling how long. He was such a good king, a righteous king, and had brought them back to righteousness. And then the evil came, and it came
God.
three times over. And I don't know how an 8-year-old decide he gonna do evil. I mean, that's I don't even know. I don't even understand that. That's some next level stuff. So, but man, yeah, another book completed. So, all praises to the Father.
Indeed. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
My final thought, slam backing on you. Uh, well, actually, looking at the sons of Josiah, that one son being carried away to Mizraim. Uh, I wonder what became of him, and
That's a good question.
I'm gonna have to look for that. But I want to say we can read in the Apocrypha. So I don't think he was alone, because I think in the Apocrypha we read that Jeremiah took the Ark of the Covenant
Mm,
to Mizraim as well.
mm,
So I think it was almost similar to the situation as captivity of Babylon. I just don't I can't tell you how many years or what even became of him, but uh looking at okay, so his first son was taken to Mizraim. His other son is put in his stead as king.
mm,
He's wicked. Has 11-year reign, I believe, and then I believe they make his son
mm-hmm.
uh king in his stead. And this is another wicked ruler. It's just we have to seek righteousness out
You
and
have to.
and keep it. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
we want these curses to uh be lifted up off of us, we
Mm-hmm.
got to do righteousness, man.
Right. Okay.
And that's
Okay.
and that's not saying that we don't have faith. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? We have faith that if we are doing righteousness, we're gonna be saved.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. What
Hmm.
does it mean to endure to the end? That means you keep in the way of the Most High. You can't be evil, wicked one and think you're gonna be saved. And that's what
Come,
that JC character has put in the hearts of not only this Israel, but all the people. All the people think they can call on JC and everything gonna be copacetic for them. Not it ain't gonna happen. It is not gonna happen. I never knew, depart from me, I never knew you. I never knew you. I never even heard of you. You wicked devil. You who
hmm
worketh iniquity.
hmm
You are lawless. You have no part of me. That's what Hamashiach is going to be telling a whole bunch of people. Get out of
God,
here with that lawlessness. So, but yeah, that white man JC, they got them
he gonna get
believing.
us killed. He gonna get
Yeah,
us killed.
yeah. He's gonna get a
It's the
he's gonna
truth.
get a lot of people gonna get put to death behind that. A whole lot of people, and they gonna think they justified uh, when they stand for judgment. They're gonna be like, yeah, we good. Yeah, I knew JC. Yeah, I know JC. They're gonna be
Like who?
like, get him out of here.
Right.
Depart from me. Get him out of here. Take him to the pit. Take him to
Mm-hmm.
Topet in Jerusalem. Take him to Topet in the pit. Where the Most High's breath kindles the. He kindles it. His breath kindles it.
Mm-hmm.
That means the Most High breathe fire. Yeah, kind. So all praises. We got through this last book, and well, not this last book, but through this last chapter, and completed this book. We will pick up next week. Yom Shishi, Abba Yahuwah willing. Um, Salaki, Salaki. Um, so our plan is to pick up in the book of Ezra, and we will read the exploits of Ezra, and then we'll take it to the APOC, where we'll
Mm-hmm.
continue with Ezra and continue reading there as well. Uh, there's nothing further. You got anything further?
Oh no, that's it out.
All praises, all praises. Let's put the last up, the last word. Let us hear the conclude. Salakia. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. In the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13, you will find these words recorded. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. If you don't understand, you need to hear again. When some people take 3 times to hear it and understand it, the conclusion of the whole matter
Mm-hmm.
is for us, men, to fear the Most High and keep His commandments, because this is the entire reason for the existence of man, to fear the Most High and keep His commandments. Once again, I am your Akazaki Yahoo, joined by my most esteemed Ak Akinanaya. We give all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah Bahashem, Yahushua Hamashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the 4 quarters of the earth. We say Shalom Wabarukim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together. And we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High power, under one covenant. Until that day, Shalom, family.
Shalom, shalom, family.